What's up, everybody? Today we're reviewing my 2017 Lincoln MKZ with the 3.0. It's got 400 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque, and she rips. Let's take a look. I'm a big fan of the styling in the front of this car. This is kind of what really sold me on it. I think it looks really good as compared to like the 2013 to 2016 MKZs. I think those kind of look like more old people cars. No offense to the people that do have those cars, but I am not a fan of the way those look. I think the 2017 refresh looks really good with the headlight design and then just the new front grille and everything. Kind of looks like a Jaguar in my opinion, with the grille and just kind of like the light design, and the way that this front hood is very kind of like muscle car looking. It's got those three kind of like lines in the hood. I'm not sure what they're called, but they make it look like really just stylish and sporty as well. And coming along, just the side design, I really like it. This car is actually based off of the Ford Fusion, but like if you compare like a, let's say like a Chevy Silverado like we have over there to like a GMC Sierra, there's not really that many differences. Like the interior looks pretty much the same. That's not the case with this as compared to the Fusion. This is very differentiated from the Fusion on the interior and the exterior styling as well. However, I do kind of see a little bit of Fusion in kind of like the door kind of design in the front and kind of the back. I think those that part of the car looks very Fusion-ish, but other than that, I think the exterior is very well differentiated from it, and I think the interior is as well. I think this grille makes it look really good. It just brings the whole front end of the car together very well. That's the new Lincoln kind of design. However, I do think the whole car comes together very well from the hood to the back. I really do like this rear kind of slope in the back. It kind of looks like an Audi A7. I know it doesn't, but it's got that kind of sport back look to it, and it's got this kind of wannabe spoiler in the back, which I think looks really cool. And I know like Lincoln kind of has a stereotype where it's just only old people driving their cars. However, in the recent years, I've seen a lot more younger people driving these cars. I know on the forum, I posted a forum, I said I'm 20 years old and I have this car. And I had like probably 10 or 15 comments below posting pictures of their MKZs, and they were saying, I'm 21, I'm 20, I'm 23, I'm 25, and some guy was 28 and he said, you'll graduate from an MKZ to a Continental when you're 28. And I could totally see myself doing that, considering how comfortable this car is. And bringing up the comfort of this car has 3 driving modes. It's got an adaptive suspension, so we have comfort mode, normal mode, and sport mode. 99.9% of the time I leave this in comfort mode and it rides like a cloud. However, if you want to go around turns and stuff, it does not handle very well in comfort. It kind of just pushes the car and there's a lot of body roll. But as soon as you put it in sport mode, the suspension tightens up and it goes around corners really well. This is the 3.0T with all-wheel drive, and you can really feel the intelligent all-wheel drive push you around a corner. It's kind of like a torque vectoring system, so it goes whichever wheel you need to kind of push you around the corner better. So I think that's really cool. In collaboration with the adaptive suspension and the intelligent all-wheel drive, this thing handles a lot better than what you would expect this car to handle. This is probably one of the smoothest cars that I've ever been in, and these things are a bargain. You can get this car with the MKZ Reserve 3.0T with around 14,000 miles from about $22,000 to $25,000, which is an absolute bargain. If you're in the market for a car, a sedan for $25,000, I would absolutely recommend you get this car. This thing not only is super comfortable, but it also rips. It's got, like I said, 400 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. I'll show you a video right here of it doing a 0 to 60 and possibly a 0 to 100. I mean, this thing is really fast. It's got the passing power that you need on the highway and more, so you can get out of your own way no problem in this car. Talking about performance, this car makes 334 horsepower and 392 pound-feet of torque at the wheels. If you'd want to just do a tune on this car, you can, and it's called the Livernois Stage 1 tune. And with that tune, you can make 387 wheel horsepower and 418 wheel torque, which is insane from just a tune. That's almost making Camaro SS wheel horsepower just from a tune, which is nuts. I've seen people on the forums make 450 wheel horsepower with an intercooler, a tune, and some other goodies. But I think that's pretty amazing for just doing a couple things and spending $3,000, and you got a car that's gonna go as fast as a Camaro or a Mustang. So that's really impressive. When we're talking tire size, the tires are a Michelin MX M4 all-season tire, and the size is 245 40 19. These tires are really good in the rain. These are the stock tires. I haven't had to get new tires yet, and there's actually a good bit of tread left after 32,000 miles. When getting in and out of the car, if you get out, you see these 3 little lines right here. You can lock it by swiping your hand across there, and then it locks. And then if you want to come to get in the car on any of the 4 door handles, you just put your hand behind like this, and it unlocks it, and you can get in. Also, I think another really cool feature of this car is this keypad. So to lock it, you just click the bottom 2, and then to unlock it, you just type in your code and it'll unlock the car for you, which is really cool. So you could go skiing or whatever, lock your keys in the car, come back, and then put your password in the keypad and get in the car. So you can leave your keys in the car and not have to worry about losing them. So that's a nice feature. Another really awesome feature of the sedan is in the back. So to open the trunk, you have 2 options, actually 3 options. You can either use the key to unlock it. You can push this button twice and it'll open the trunk. And you can also close the trunk by pushing this button twice, which is awesome. Not a lot of sedans at this price range have that. But you can also open the trunk pushing this button right here as well, and there's also a button inside the car. And to close it, you can also push this button that's right here, and it'll close it automatically as well. I know we've talked a lot about the exterior and the performance of this car. Now let's talk about the interior and the interior features. I really like the interior on this car. I think the colors and the wood look really good. You can obviously get different specs and different interior trims, but I'm actually a fan of these colors. So stepping in, you have a power driver seat obviously, and you also have 2-person memory. So I think that's pretty cool. And on the passenger side, it's also power. So that's nice. You have power driver and passenger seats, which is really nice. Not having to worry about manually moving it back and forth. I know that's so hard, right? But it's nice to just have the power adjustable seats. Stepping into the interior, let's turn it on. By the push of the button, it starts, brings the steering wheel down and brings the seat forward to what you set it at in your memory. Over here, all your windows are automatic up and down, which is awesome. Rolling them up and down. Now up in the back, all around, automatic up and down. That's great. Right here is a button to fold in your mirrors. So that's nice if you're going into a tight space and you need to fold your mirrors in. This rear view mirror is auto dimming, so at night if you have high beams flashing in your car, this will automatically dim, which is nice, as well as the exterior mirrors will do the same thing. Talking about the mirrors, these mirrors also have a blind spot warning on the edge of the mirror. I'll show you that right here. There's also a power sunroof, so you open it up, you can push tilt and it'll tilt, and if you push you have to push back down and then open it up again like that, and it'll open your sunroof. There is a panoramic sunroof option on this car. This car does not come with it, but it'll open up your whole roof. I think it looks really cool and it looks really sharp, but this car does not have it. Right here you have your sunglass holder that integrates directly into the ceiling of your car. There's 2 Revel audio systems that you can get in this car, and this is the mid-level Revel audio. There's another one more above this. I think this is, don't quote me on this, but I believe this is a 14 speaker, and I think you can get a 19 speaker Revel audio system. But yeah, this is not the fully optioned Revel audio system. It still sounds good, But that is one thing in this car that I'm not as impressed with, would be the sound system. However, it does still sound really good. But yeah, that's one of the only gripes I have. But actually, if we're talking about gripes, another gripe that I do have, and it's not that big of a deal because overall this car is awesome, but there are a few, just a couple interior rattles when you're driving down the road. It's not a big deal. You just turn the stereo up a little bit and you can't hear them. But I thought I would just mention that. You have your automatic headlights, and they work really well. They also have automatic high beams, which this car has probably the best automatic high beams that I've ever used, pretty much. I've used automatic high beams in a 2018 Range Rover Sport, and those were terrible. But these are really good. They always come on and come off at the right time. So I'm really impressed with the automatic high beam technology. I never really used lane keep assist. However, this car does come with lane keep assist. It's kind of annoying because it pushes you kind of around the lane, and I like to just control where I am in the lane by myself. But also on the steering wheel, this car has paddle shifters up and down. I never use them, but they are actually fairly responsive, surprisingly. But they are made out of plastic, kind of like a cheap feeling plastic, but that's not really a big deal because this is not a sports car. This car also has adaptive cruise control, which is actually really, really good as well. I'm a big fan of using adaptive cruise control when I'm going on road trips. This does have a push button transmission, so you go into reverse, neutral, drive just by the push of a button. I think that's really cool. This car will also park itself. Onto the climate control system. It's really good. There's actually an interior thermostat right here that regulates the interior temperature. So if you want 68 degrees, it will be 68 degrees in here. So it'll blow hot, then it'll blow cool, just to regulate the temperature right at 68 degrees. It's got front ventilated and heated seats, as well as a heated steering wheel, which is awesome in the winter. I really, really do like that. I'm a fan that this has a volume knob and a tune knob, as well as you can skip the songs or skip through radio stations using these two buttons right here, and you got a source button right here. It also has a CD player, which I never use because I don't listen to CDs, but it does have that. But another cool feature I forgot to mention is the auto hold feature right there. So if you're stuck in traffic and you're not really moving, you can push the auto hold button. It'll hold your car right there in place using the brake system. And then when you want to go forward again, you just hit the gas and it releases the brakes. But moving on to the infotainment system, this is a Sync 3 system. It's really good, really responsive. So you go in between like your phone, your nav, your apps, stuff like that. It's a great system. You go home right here. I don't want to get copyrighted. The Bluetooth system's awesome. This car also comes with Apple CarPlay. But yeah, so we've talked a lot about the exterior, the performance, and the interior of this car. Now let's see what it's like to drive. All right, let's start with performance first. This is gonna be 0 to 60. Very fast. Every time I floor this car, I'm very impressed. Like literally every time. And I have a golf bag and I have jack stands and a lot of stuff in the trunk, and it's still really fast. But yeah, I do know that that was fast, and that was definitely more than 60 miles per hour. And that was actually a pretty flat surface. That did it really quickly, and it also did it very comfortably. The shifts are actually pretty freaking quick. Considering this isn't like a ZF 8-speed or anything. This is actually a 6-speed transmission that's shared, I think, with the Taurus Show, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. Merging into traffic with this is awesome. I'll do another acceleration right here. We're behind a Jaguar F-Type. I'll put it into sport mode. Okay, now we're going around this turn in sport mode, and it handles it a lot better. We're going 45 on this turn, and it's actually a pretty sharp turn. All right, we're gonna get on it right now. mean, it gets up and goes. No question about that. Switching back to comfort mode, you realize how much better it goes over bumps. It's more like floaty over the bumps rather than bumpy over the bumps. However, it does not take the turns as well in comfort mode. There's a lot more body roll. There's the F-Type SVR. Like I said, this is the 2017 Lincoln MKZ 3.0 with the all-wheel drive system. So in the city, you're looking at about 17 miles per gallon, and on the highway, you're looking at about 26 with about 20 miles per gallon combined. On my system here, and I definitely don't drive it lightly, it says I'm getting about 23.9 miles per gallon. That's been me driving a lot more in the city recently and also getting on it a decent amount too. This car is the full package. You got 400 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque. You can get 26 miles per gallon on the highway, 17 city, and I'm averaging 23.9 miles per gallon. I think that's pretty good. Now, to get the full 400 horsepower, and it is definitely a noticeable difference, this car can take 87 octane. However, if you put 93 in it, you get the full 400 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. And I've done a side-by-side comparison of a tank full of 87 and a tank full of 93, and there's a big difference in the performance. The 87, it feels a lot more sluggish. It's definitely not as quick, but when you put the 93 in it, I mean, it's really quick. Like you just saw, this is a tank of 93, and it gets up and goes quickly. No matter if you're at 0 miles an hour, or if you're at 45 trying to make a pass, or if you're at 70 trying to make a pass, it gets up and goes. And either way, you put the 87 in it, it'll still get up and go, just not as quickly. But yeah, this car is very impressive. Like I've said many times. Would I buy this car again? Absolutely. I don't see a car really, I guess I don't see a sedan really at this price, this new, this comfortable, this versatile at $25,000. There's not really a car that you can get that's much better than this. A sedan that you can get that's much better than this. I mean, leave in the comment section below if you know of a car that's better at $25,000, that's a 2017 and up, that's better than this car. Please leave a comment down below. I'd love to read it, and I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. But as always, thank you guys for watching this video. If you like what you saw, please give it a thumbs up. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by June of 2021. I'm gonna try to do 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 or 6 p.m. So please, if you like the video and you know anybody else who's interested in a car at the $25,000 price range, please share it with them. I'd appreciate it. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Like I said, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.